GYMDAD Fitness. Today we have Sharp AMF, and this is not, I got it right here, this is not Sharp ER, this pre-workout. I've got this actually way back in, I think it was December. No, it was because I bought it when I bought Kill Switch. So I got this pre-workout Sharp ER back when I got Kill Switch before Thanksgiving. I was the first one to review Kill Switch, kind of my big break that got things rolling with the channel. And Sharp ER was the one I purchased with it. And so I hit one out of the park with Kill Switch, and big swing and a miss on this one, just no good. Anyway, so I just want to get this out of the way real quick, that this is Sharp AMF. So both of them still are this intelligent muscle place. And then, you know, I sliced off the label of this thing because I actually gave my brother half the bottle, and so I let him have the label. And so I can't exactly see like where, like any sort of websites or URLs or anything like that to see if it's the same, you know, this intelligent muscle is the same place. But if it's not, you know, they literally ripped off the logo. If these are different people that made this one, I'm inclined to say that they ripped off the name, the logo, and everything. Because we saw that with Temu Venom. We saw that with the IR8. You see, like, I think these are all coming from the same, you know, pipeline, obviously. And so I'm inclined to say that they might have went ahead and just ripped off the whole damn thing, the company name and the logo, because this thing is nothing like this. We'll just get that. We'll clear the air before we even get jumping into the flavor, the weigh-in, the taste test, effects, stuff like that. This is a completely different product. So just don't even remove Sharp ER out of your brain for how that thing hit. I'm not even going to get into it. It was just a letdown. It wasn't that great. But anyway, so Sharp AMF. This is cherry lemonade flavor. And the flavoring system was actually somewhat okay. It was bearable. I would give it like a 5 out of 10, which is actually a very solid score from this line of products we've been on a roll with from highstempreworkouts.com. So if you want this one, you'll have to go to highstempreworkouts.com and you'll have to create a login. The logins to create a little bit of barrier entry, just so the professional users, the high stem professional drivers are acquiring these ones. And also, while I'm on this, they are doing a Halloween raffle giveaway, the greatest Halloween raffle of all time. So any order placed now through, I believe it's like October. I'll have to double check what he said. I think it's the 22nd or 21st. I'll check the description for the exact date. But any order placed, you get entered to this raffle. And then the more orders you place, the more raffle entries, or the more dollars that are spent, the more raffle entries you get. For instance, if you buy one pre for $60 or whatever, you get one entry. You buy two pre's, it's like 2 entries. So I think it's like every 50 we were just saying is going to be an entry. So the more you spend, the more chances you get. Kind of the you know, pretty standard you know, raffle type situation, I guess. Also, let me know if this lighting's good. I actually added a little extra lighting to the room. It was looking a little dark, and you know, kind of like the lights in the background, the pop bit. You know, just small things like that too. Give me some feedback there. And so anyway, Sharp AMF, the weigh-in. So this thing comes in. I'm just gonna go and skip the weigh-in taste test so we can get straight to the effects. I had a lot to say on this one. So it's 10-gram scooper, and it comes in right on the money. Like, it was perfectly dosed at 10 grams. And I would say for your first run, you're gonna want to run it at 10 grams as well. Anyway, so, and then the serving size is 30 servings. This thing's filled to the brim. You're gonna pop this thing open, and it's gonna almost be ready to spew out, which is kind of like on point for the most of these. I think Venom was a little lower in my tub. But the majority of these ones are filled up to the freaking brim, so I don't know, you may even get more than 30 servings. So let's get to this this breakdown. This thing kind of cracks me up. And like I said, I'll be like, you know, just saying these words quickly, and we'll use we'll slice off some of the wording just to keep these pre-workouts safe. Don't want some YouTube algorithm removing me for, you know, saying something on this label, because some of these they got some bold claims on here. So we have the full throttle specs per 10 grams. And this is beta-alanine 3 grams, citrulline 2.250, citrulline malate 2.250 grams again, agmatine sulfate 500 milligrams. And I'm going to actually read through this because I think there's actually a good amount of truth into this label. I felt a lot of these things that were in here, and so I'm going to, you know, actually not just fly through it, but I'm going to read it and not really break down every ingredient. Then we have the stemmed amped matrix. This is caffeine malate 175, caffeine anhydrous 175, tyrosine 130 milligrams, HA 100 milligrams, AA 80 milligrams. So we'll see what we're working with there. Green tea extract 98%, 50 milligrams. Capsaicin 50 milligrams. Methylcynephrine HCl 45 milligrams. Hygenamine 45 milligrams. Water soluble vitamin E. It's a self-emulsifying drug delivery system. I'm gonna put up on the screen real quick a little shirt, and this is the next GYMDAD shirt that you can purchase. Just joking. That's obviously we're not going to be throwing that thing on, so no one be wearing that. I'm going to wear that to my parent-teacher conference here in a few weeks. That probably end up getting Child Protective Services called on me wearing something like that. But that's the self-infused drug delivery system we have there at 40 milligrams. What a name, man! What a name. Methylhormonate HCl 30 milligrams. Citrus antimine 30 milligrams, 25 milligrams. Grape seed extract 20 milligrams. Synephrine HCl 20 milligrams. Hormonine HCl 20 milligrams, niacin 15 milligrams, yohimbine 10 milligrams, piperine for absorption there 10 milligrams, nargenamine 10 milligrams, and methyltyramine 10 milligrams, octafin HCl 10 milligrams, yohimbine HCl, and alpha yo at 1 milligram. And to me, let's get into the effects of this one. Alright, so I'm sitting here in the sauna, and if you guys have been with me, riding with me on these reviews, you know I do this as a nightly routine with the video edits and stuff. That's why these reviews usually hit late at night. And so I'm thinking here, and I just really want to slam home the point before you jump into these effects and the thumbnail and stuff. Like, I don't want to be misleading and make you think, like, I'm not trying to say that this pre-workout is Excelsior. By any means. Excelsior is its own animal. It's always has been. I want to pay respects to legend, and I know how freaking sensitive people are to Excelsior. It's like a damn cult following. You know, you got your 726, your 626, your Ridge Lids, Smooth Lids, Predator Source, now Ava Source, your 2019 and previous batches of Excelsior, shit like that. And I mean, I've ran my fair share. I'm not saying I'm the Excelsior king, but I mean, I'm not no slouch when it comes to Excelsior. I've ran it all, either samples or ones I purchased. I went through 4 tubs back in 2020. So I'm not just some, like, you know, stooge reviewer out here that had one sample of 726 Excelsior and now all of a sudden is calling shit Excelsior. So I am simply saying that Sharp AMF is the first one I've ever, like, said falls in the class with Excelsior in the style. That's all I'm simply saying with this one. And it's actually a pretty big thing, the claim still for me. That's why I kept it as a thumbnail. I thought about removing it because I didn't want to be misleading. Because people said, like, oh, does it hit like Excelsior? And my response is, Excelsior is its own animal. Excelsior is its own animal. Like, I've never had something I've came across have such similar experience in effects and post effects as this one has. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'll let you get into the effects and breakdown and stuff, but, like, you know, I was second guessing myself a lot today, especially as, like, people have reached out and ran this one, and I got to be true to, like, how things hit me and how they affect me. So this is just my personal opinion and how things, like, hit me, and, like, I am very, very confident, and you'll see in the effects why, you know, due to my mindset I was in at the time when I took these products, and then how it, you know, how the climb came, how the climb from the peak to the post effects came. And I will say one thing I forgot to mention, but this is one of those less is more situations too, I believe. I ran this thing at 10 grams the first time and experienced much more of that Excelsior-esque positive vibes. And when I ran it at 13, it was slightly less, but more energy, more tunnel vision focus, and a little bit more dirtiness. This is one of these ones I think you have to play around with your grammage and find out what is your best fit. Some people are going to want a little bit more of that, but me personally, if I'm going to go take this product again right now and I'm hitting legs, I'm going 10 grams. If I take this product again and I'm hitting arms, I'm going 13 to 15, probably 13 to be honest. And back, probably 10 grams as well. So it's kind of like, you kind of have to evaluate how you want to train and what works best, and what, like, body parts you like, you know, just smooth euphoric rides. But 100% going with 10 grams every single time if it's a compound lift type day. Even, like, maybe even chest too, I don't know. Sometimes I like to have a little something that slaps me a bit harder, so it's kind of personal preference. But let's get into the effects and breakdown. I just want to get this review started off with that. First off, I think that there's 100% 1 gram of alpha in this thing. I for sure got the little bit of a slight drippy nose the second time I ran this one, when I ran it early in the morning, which usually alpha hits me harder in the mornings. I think it's something to do with like the amount of meals in me, and also like hydration. I think alpha always tends to hit me a little bit harder in the morning, but it wasn't anything like negative. To be honest, I thought it was just like me and sinuses until I came back and pulled this thing up and read the label. And then also, I think the caffeine's right on point. This is really low caffeine. Malate anhydrous at 175 and 175 for a grand total of, 350 there. I think it's right on the money. To be honest, like it's weird because like, I'll get into the whole flow of the pre, but it's like you start getting this euphoria, but at the same time, like my eyes, like when I trained in the morning, I was still feeling kind of sleepy in the eyes, and until like that caffeine malate kind of came to the party too, when it was just the anhydrous, and then the fun stuff kicking in. I like it was like I was getting like that nootropic type vibe. I was getting that sense of urgency, but like then at the same time, like I had this like I still felt like this sleepiness in my like eyes and stuff. And so the lower caffeine actually is going to be a big hit for some people when I explain these breakdown for these effects. So let's go ahead and get down to the full throttle effects of this thing. So this thing, you're going to take it, and it's going to be 10 grams. Your first run on this thing, it's going to be a little smooth coming in. You're almost going to question if you didn't take enough. For instance, so the first time I trained on this thing, it was a Saturday. I hurt my shoulder playing basketball. My friend from California invited me to play in his Filipino group league, and he even texted his friend to like, hey, make sure they know we're just doing this is just like a little like chill cardio session. And knowing me, I go way too fucking hard and end up pulling something in my shoulder. My younger brother, actually, a year younger, when we were going for a board, stick my arm in, like even that hurts right there. He rips ball down, arm goes with it. So I train on, so we have all been there before when we're training the day after an injury and we're just bummed out. We don't really know how severe it is. I've never had a good workout then. So I took it Saturday, and I'm thinking I'm probably setting this thing up for failure. And it's coming in, and it's just, it's there, like there's decent energy, some decent euphoria, but it's just like so. And I'm like, okay, cool, like we'll do some band stretches, we'll do a little rehabilitation on this thing, and then we'll hit some legs and take it easy on the shoulder today. And then, I even messaged a few people on Instagram. I was getting back to people at that time, and like, they even were blown away by my change in like mindset from the beginning. It was like, oh, this is kind of cool, it's nice and smooth. And then it just kept on building and building. Like when the first 30 minutes, I was like, I should have went ahead. I just did the 10 grams. I was like, I should have went ahead and took 13 at least. 13 seems to be my sweet spot for most of these pre's. And so I started questioning myself, and I already kind of wrote it off. And then it just kept going. And it really peaked at about the hour mark. And I was hitting legs. I was coming off that injury. And like the doctor could have called me right there and told me that my shoulder was torn and I wouldn't be able to lift for 3 months. And I would have asked him, hey doc, can I hit some legs? And I would have hung up the phone and kept lifting with a smile on my face. Like that's like the attitude I was in with this pre. And the whole situation that set it up for failure and how it came in. And so it's peaking, and it's one of these ones you're happy, but it's not like a 2-mino, like, bottle rocket to the sky, happy as a clown, dancing around, like I used to get with Kilo Labs Hybrid, the original one, like I got with Dexter Explosion, some of those really good 2-mino products from like the early 2020s when the 1-3 products were smashing the scene. There was also this real like slew of happy 2-mino pre's. It wasn't like that, and at the same time, it wasn't like this really aggressive, happy vibe. It was just like you felt really optimistic, really good. This had flashes of Excelsior / legit V1, where like I was, in the zone lifting, but at the same time, like I just felt like a better version of myself as I'm lifting. You just feel like you want to be there, you want to be in the moment, and the reps just flow. You feel stronger on this thing. And it's not in a way on aggression, like this is not like a Slipknot pre. This is like a euphoric, feel-good pre. This is one of these ones you're going to turn on some damn music that just gets you vibing. And it's going to be like, chill music almost to this extent. It's weird because like you're drawn to like, smooth lyrics and almost like damn near poetry style music. But then At the same time, you want to push numbers, like you just want to keep on stacking on plates and stacking on plates. And the only time I ever really had an experience like this was with the Excelsior product, and I ran it in 2020 multiple times. Went through 4 or 5 tubs. I have them all over. They're all over the back behind me. And then I have the 726 right here. I ran multiple samples of 626, sent my friends, and so I've got a pretty good read on Excelsior. And I don't want to be the person that claims, oh, this is Excelsior, but this is the closest damn thing I've gotten to the buzz that Excelsior gave me. Like this one, I remember someone describing it. I always said the 2020 Excelsior had me feeling like I could go out and do hopscotch at 5:30 a.m. And then 2 hours later, I would crash so hard I felt like I was on the bathroom floor listening to Celine Dion crying. Not really, but like that's how you felt on this thing. But and I also saw someone say one time that Excelsior makes you feel like you're awake when you're already awake. Like it's just like another level of wake up and like switch on. And this is what I kind of got with this one. It's really hard to explain. It was extremely unique and different than the other pre's. And it just so happens the same damn day I start thinking this, I have a friend on Instagram reach out to me, and he had went to a local sub shop that carries a lot of these products, and he had mentioned that the owner told him, because he asked about Excelsior, if they were going to try to ever carry it, and he was saying that Excelsior has become so easy to mimic that he's not getting it because he thinks a lot of these companies are going to start ripping off the formula, and you're either going to get a bunk Excelsior or you're going to get something like with another label on it that is Excelsior. So I don't know how much truth is into that. I'm not sure if I really buy it, because he's got an investment interest, and if he can't get it, he's obviously going to tell you that kind of thing. But it's weird coincidence that I got that message on the second time I ran this thing. That's when I received that message about that. And so overall, it was blown away by the Saturday experience on this one. Just it was set up for failure, and it still won. And like the great Fornius that's been on guest reviews says, is awesome pre-workouts. The greats of the greats, the best, the top shelf hitters always hit, no matter what mood you're in. We hear these pre's like, oh, it hits really well when you're in a good mood, or it hits really well when if you're aggressive and angry. Well, this one, I think that some people say like, oh, it amplifies whatever you're feeling. This is a switch flipper. Whatever you're feeling, it's gonna flip flop it and turn it into a positive, optimistic, good, happy vibe. But not like happy dancing in a way, just like happy in a way of like you feel better about all things in your life, and you feel like you want to just lift weights forever, and the numbers feel easy. This is a productive pre as well. This does not feel like something that's just going to get you buzzed and that's it. Like this is something that's going to make you want to lift weights and move numbers around. This is a performance enhancing pre for damn sure. And so I had my friend run it, and he gave me some feedback and told me that it didn't quite have that euphoric factor for him. But at the same time, I want to know, like, it even kind of confirmed my thoughts even more, because he doesn't respond to Excelsior. So some people I know that haven't responded to this newer Excelsior. So I'm not saying it's Excelsior, but it's whatever node or whatever they're utilizing to lock you in and give you that performance enhancement style of vibe. It might be something along the similar lines. And so that's just more confirmation. So I want to say that out there. This may not hit for everyone, and I really don't want to be that guy. I even said in my Excelsior review, I kind of even took a little mini shots at some reviewers that are always claiming big claims. Oh, this is the next Dark Energy, this is the next Excelsior, and I'm like, I just don't want to be that person that cries wolf every single time that big pre-workout comes around. But I got to share my thoughts and feelings, and this is one that's hit just like that. I ran this again. This is this is Monday. So this pre right here is another situation set up for failure. Our internet was out. My kid's home from daycare, so I decided to call off work last second. Took him to the gym at 8 a.m. this morning, sleepy hour. Got the old folks making it in, and it still did the exact same damn thing for me. My shoulder was feeling better enough that I could at least do motions where my body's going like downward. It seems to be anything over my head is where the pain comes in. And so I was able to hit a really nice tricep exercise without anything like over the head. So I couldn't really work the long head too much on those types of exercises, but a lot of stuff down in here, and pushing motion seemed to be okay. Anything going downward toward the floor seems to be good. And so it did the exact same damn thing. And this is after I got the feedback from my friend, so that even had more against it, because now I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this thing doesn't hit. And it did the same thing for me again. So I must respond well to whatever it is in here. And if I'm reckon to say, if you respond well to like something like Excelsior or something like that, it should do the same thing to you as well. And so I did look for the little crystally looking things like Excelsior has, and I didn't see anything, nothing in there. And so that's another thing too, that maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just something similar to it. And overall, scoring wise for this one, also, I freaking love this one. This is how much I love this one. I told people that have recently purchased my shirts that I'll send them, this one as a sample. But I'm cutting it off after that. I feel like I've given away a lot of these bottles, and that's cool. I love sharing them, but I love this one so much that this one is not going anywhere. I got about 20 servings in this one after I give out some samples for this one, but after that, this thing's staying with me. I gave away all my IRA, all my Venom, all my Hyperdose. I was like, I've been very generous. It's time for me to save one of these ones. And so this Sharp ER, that Sharp AMF, that's how much I love this one. That I'm not just, talking it up just to push it out. This thing's staying with me. Like I'm a generous person, but at the same time, some of these hitters that are this special, I got to keep. And that's how much I love this one. And overall scoring for this one, tunnel vision focus, it's an 8 out of 10. Like honestly, it's not like a Smash AMF. I thought it might be like that with the AMF at the end of it. This is not Smash AMF whatsoever. This is not spooky. This is, if you want something that's going to wake you up from the dead, if you want something that's going to have you on the edge of like scariness, this is not the one you go for. Euphoria, 10 out of 10 red bars. Raw energy, like I said, it's almost like, it almost kind of like had like I was almost kind of getting a little sleepy like early on, but at the same time the euphoria was kicking in. But once the caffeine malate came to the party, I was perfect. I was fine. And also I did up this to 12 grams today. And that's to note, to offset some of that energy and add a little bit more to it. Add a little bit more energy to it. And so I give that like an 8 out of 10 on that. And so like honestly, if you look at the scores, I'm going to go red bar on Euphoria. I'm just going to go off the charts so people don't get confused, because this thing is special. And when you look at the scorecard, you're going to see tunnel vision focus, raw energy kind of down there a little bit. Sense of urgency is going to be down there too. It's got like a 9 out of 10 on that. I'll give it a 9 because of the alpha yo 1 gram, but the low caffeine doesn't allow it to really get to the 10. Pumps are pretty much non-existent. They're going to be like a 4. And so the only way to do this justice with the scorecard is to have that freaking red bar like we've never seen it before, off the damn charts. And I love this one. Like I said, I can't reiterate it enough. And I'm definitely holding on to this. And like I said, it hit both times. Even Excelsior 726, it's a hit or miss for me sometimes. Sometimes it's awesome, sometimes not so much. So people might ask, what would you compare it more to, the 826 or 726? And I'd say something in between. I don't want to go and say that it is Excelsior, but at the same time, I think if you respond well to something like Excelsior, this one might be one you might want to give a shot with. And I bet if people buy this one, I know there's gonna be people out there that don't respond well to this, and are but not in a negative way, in a way of like, I just didn't feel much. I assume like 10 people that snatch it, there'll be 7 people that love it and 3 people that don't. But I'm willing to put my name on this one because I personally freaking love it. So it doesn't matter. It's a tough take. Like I said, I reiterate this multiple times. I'm staying true to my feelings and how I feel about this one. So if you respond well to a lot of pre's similar to me, this one's definitely one for you. But like, subscribe, we'll catch you on the next review.